Hi Pokefans, welcome back to part 11 of my Teal Mask DLC. Last episode we helped the caretaker go ahead and reconstruct the monuments in Loyalty Plaza, as well as helped Billy and Onair on their journey. It was definitely pretty cool, and if you haven't done that yet in your game, I would definitely recommend watching that episode. In this episode, I'll be focusing more on completing the Pokédex as well as trying to catch the Loyal 3 Pokemon. They will be around or in the same area that you have seen them before when you were playing through the storyline, so it's pretty easy to actually find them. I think the trickiest part would definitely be catching them, so you do have to be a bit ready for that. I would definitely recommend buying a lot of Ultra Balls as well as Timer Balls, as that will actually help you. Anyway, I've been focusing offline a lot on completing the Pokédex. This was definitely a top goal for me, especially since this is the first game where I want to complete the Pokédex both for the DLC as well as the main game. Till now, the main game Pokédex is already completed with 400 Pokémons, but the DLC itself has around 200 Pokémons which I have to actually catch. Before we do anything, I did find out that you can actually come back here and talk to Grandma. She will actually reward you quite well, so I'm quickly gonna go ahead and do this. This is the only way of getting the white and blue Junbi, which by the way you might have seen Carmine and Kiran wearing. It's not exactly the same one, but this one is tailor-fit to our size, so we can actually go ahead and use these. I am actually currently wearing the flashy Junbi, which I'll go ahead and switch out. I guess we could either go with the white one or the blue one, since we are able to change it right here. Anyway, this is one thing that you can actually complete, but of course you can only do this if you have the storyline completed. So no matter what, just go ahead and get the storyline completed first, then you can actually go ahead and do a couple of these things. I also have to go ahead and defeat all of the Kitakami clan members, which is definitely in my list. Let's see if we can actually fit that in this episode. If not, we can actually take it up separately. You do get rewarded quite well for those as well, so definitely I would recommend doing that. I'll also be focusing on completing the Pokédex in this episode, so let's see how much we can actually complete. I do have 189 Pokemons already registered, which means I just need 11 of them to complete the Pokédex, but some of these are actually exclusive to Violet version of the game, so I do have to go back to some other games to get them from Pokemon Home, especially Apom. Apom is exclusive to Violet version. I'm actually playing Scarlet version, so I will have to get a Apom from maybe Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. That's definitely the only other game that I can think of where I know I have a Apom. Other than that, I think I need a couple of final evolutions like Conkeldurr, which if you're lucky, you'll be able to actually find in the Terra Battle Dens. You'll be either able to find them in your map or you'll be able to check them out in the Poké Portal. There's also Feebas, which I can actually find in my version of the game. As you can see, it is at the center of the map where we do have Crystal Pool. I might be able to go ahead and catch Feebas. I've already gone ahead and bought Apom from my other game, so I'll be able to evolve it into an Abipom. But I actually do not have a way of evolving Feebas, so I might have to look out for a Terra Battle Den where you can actually find Milotic. Now for Feebas, all you have to do is enter the cave through the Crystal Pool, which actually leads down to the Oni Moth. But the pool where you can actually find Wishcash is where you'll be also able to find a Feebas. It is quite rare because you will be able to find a lot of Babuch, but eventually it will definitely spawn. It's a bit difficult to also see, so do pan your camera around a lot just to make sure that you are able to actually catch it. Personally, I did go with the L button, which will actually identify or show you the Pokemon. That way, even if the Feebas is actually hidden, I'll be able to see where it's actually located. I also tried defeating a couple of these Pokemons here to see if that will actually spawn in the Feebas, which it actually did. I actually caught it right here. It did take me around 5 minutes for it to actually spawn in, but I guess it's a bit rare encounter because I never found another one even though I spent 10 minutes. So definitely be a bit careful. Just keep looking around, keep looking under the water. Use your L button and you'll be able to find a Feebas. Well, since I did catch all the Pokemons that I could, I did go ahead and finally come to catch the Loyal 3. Here's Munkidori. This is near the Wishful Lake. I am actually speeding up this battle a bit, but it does start most of the time with Future Sight, which is a really good move. I would recommend you go with this one other than the Psychic, which it does rarely use. In my case, I did go ahead and paralyze it in the first turn just to make sure that it at least gets paralyzed once in a while. And I do get it down to red health right here, which is perfect. All I have to do is just go ahead and use Ultra Ball. The only issue with these 3 legendary Pokemons is that they do have Toxic Chain, and it's pretty annoying because it does take down your Pokemon after some time. So you do have to bring a lot of antidotes just to make sure that your Pokemon actually survive. Either way, I did decide to go ahead and start using my Ultra Ball. One good thing is that Munkidori here does not really have any move to heal itself. So once you do bring it down to red health, you are good. You can just go ahead and use your Ultra Balls. Unfortunately, as you can see right here, I forgot to buy Ultra Balls. Hopefully I'll be able to catch it within the 15 Ultra Balls that I do have. If not, I will just have to use the Timer Balls that I have with me. Either way, right here, Electros did go down. I also switched up my teams. As you can see, I'm only having Dark type Pokemon. This will actually avoid me getting any damage from Psychic or Future Sight, which are 2 main moves that Munkidori really likes to use. Either way, there we go. Musclada is definitely a really cool Pokemon to go against Munkidori right here. So definitely that was pretty good. It also has Nasty Plot, which at this point doesn't really matter. Hopefully I do catch it pretty soon. There we go. 9 more Ultra Balls left. Nope, still nothing. Even though it is at red health and is paralyzed. I guess this is the same for all the legendary Pokemons. All you have to do is reset your game in case if you accidentally take it down, which I think I actually did right here. Even though I didn't really show it in the video, this is actually my 3rd time trying to catch Munkidori. The last 2, sadly, I did actually either take it down by mistake or by a crit hit. So I had to reset the game. Hopefully I don't really have to reset it once again for this one. We are down to 5 Ultra Balls. And still nothing, but at least it is rolling over once. Hopefully it does catch anytime soon. And of course, the minute I say it, I was able to catch this Pokemon. So that is the first one of the trio. Here it is registered to the Pokédex. It is part Poison and Psychic type, which I think is pretty cool. Although I will not be adding this Pokemon to my team. We do have 2 more left. So I will quickly go ahead, switch up my team members and try to catch the second Pokemon. In this case, I think it would be definitely Okidogi. Alright, here I am. I had to go back and buy more Ultra Balls before this one. But here we are in Paradise Barrens and we do find Okidogi exactly where it was before. Once again, my strategy is still gonna be the same. I would definitely recommend paralyzing or putting a Pokemon to sleep. I think sleep is much better But if you don't have a Pokemon that you can actually use to put it to sleep, paralyzing it is super easy. I wouldn't really recommend poisoning it just because you have limited turns to actually catch it if you do poison the Pokemon. Anyway, it was pretty easy to bring it down to red health as well, as you can see right here. I also went ahead and switched up my team members to have mostly a flying type. Okie dokie right here, I did check. It is part poison and fighting type. So having a psychic type Pokemon or a flying type Pokemon would be definitely very helpful. In this case, I'm going into my Kilo Battle, which I did actually use for my playthrough in Pokemon Scarlet, which I think Kilo Battle is an amazing Pokemon. It's really cool to actually use it after quite some time. After all, I did get a new team for the DLC. Either way, now that we have it down to red, all I have to do is go ahead and try to catch it. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring its health down even more. I don't really have a move that can actually bring it down to 1 HP. But this is good enough. I'm just gonna try to catch it at this range. Ooh, that was close. Let's see how fast we can actually catch this one. The last one definitely took around 10 Ultra Balls. This one hopefully does not take that much. Alright. Seems like it likes to use Brutal Swing. So if you are using a Psychic type Pokemon, be a bit careful. I would definitely recommend Flying type Pokemon for this one, as it doesn't really have a specific move to take me down. Especially Kilo Battle right here, so it's a perfect Pokemon. Let me try using more Ultra Balls. Hopefully I'll be able to catch it. Got hit by Toxic Chain again. I would definitely recommend waiting for your Pokemon's health to go down a bit and then using full restore to eliminate the poisoning. I think that's an easier way rather than just using Antidote, because that does not really guarantee that it will not get poisoned again. Right here, I was able to catch Okidogi as well, around 10 Ultra Balls once again, but definitely a bit more challenging. Either way, here it is, Poison Fighting. As far as its moveset go, it is really not at all damaging. I think Munkidori has better moveset than this one. But we do have still one more Pokemon left, so I'll switch up my team members once again and see you all near. I think Chilling Waters is what it was called. After all, the name in these games are a bit more trickier to pronounce. Either way, hopefully we'll be able to catch Pheasantipiti as well. Alright, I'll be honest, this is literally the 7th time I'm trying to catch Pheasantipiti. It does have the moveset Roost, Swagger, Flatter and Beat Up. Beat Up is the best move it could use against you, because that would do way less damage. But the other moves are pretty dangerous. We definitely recommend being a bit more careful, because you might accidentally knock it out if you are really not careful. Anyway, that is at least what happened the past 7 times that I did try to catch it. This Pokemon is definitely the toughest of the 3 and will definitely test your patience. If you're lucky, you might be able to catch it sooner, but in my case, this is literally the 8th time. You do have to be a bit more careful about the Toxic Chain, because if you are not looking out, you might lose all of your team members just for that. Anyway, the best thing I could do was bring it down to yellow health. I was too afraid to actually use Tackle again since my stat has been raised. At this point, it didn't really use Roost, so I was pretty happy. I don't mind being hit with Swagger or Flatter, because I'm really not gonna hit it again. Let me try to catch it with a couple more Ultra Balls. Hopefully it does not use Roost. If it does, just make sure that its PP for the Roost does go completely to 0. Otherwise, you do have a risk of it healing itself when you do not have your Pokemon. Alright, hopefully it does not use Roost again. Yep, thankfully it did get paralyzed couple of turns in this battle, which was definitely lucky. I think out of all of the other tries that I did have, this one was the better one, and I was able to catch it as well. So here it is in the Pokédex. It is Bad Poison and Fairy type. So definitely would recommend either using a Steel type Pokemon or use a Poison type Pokemon to at least resist it. Either way, that is on the trio, the 3 legendary Pokemons that we did get today. I also definitely want to evolve a couple of my other Pokemons, which I think will be adding to the Pokédex. As for the final evolution Pokemons, which you'll be only able to find through Terra Raids, I would just recommend checking it out in the Poké Portal. Hopefully someone will be hosting a battle. By the way, I would also recommend saving your game once in a while just to make sure that you do not lose the Pokemon that you do have. Anyway, here is the Apom. It is, I think, from Legends Arceus, where you'll be easily able to find it. So I'll go ahead and evolve this one. It does need to learn Double Hit to actually evolve, which it will learn around level 35. Which is pretty easy. In this case, it did learn it right here after I did evolve it with a experience candy. I'm not too worried about most of these Pokemon that I am catching because I'm literally trying to update my Pokédex. I'm pretty interested to see what our professor is going to say as well. After all, he is waiting for us outside of Missouri town to get the completed Pokédex. Alright, there we go. That is on Ambipom. I think those are the only Pokemons I can actually catch right now. I do have 195, which means 5 more Pokemons left. Most of these are final evolutions. So I will just look around all of the Terra Raid dens that I do have. If I do find one of these Pokemons that can be updated in the Pokédex, I'll go ahead and catch it. I also realized that Morpeko is actually Violet version exclusive. So if you are playing Scarlet version like I am, you will definitely not be able to find it. But if you do have Sword and Shield, you can definitely go ahead and get a Morpeko from there. If that is also not possible, let me know in the comment section. I'm happy to go ahead and give you a Morpeko myself. I do have a couple of them from Sword and Shield, so I could definitely transfer it. Either way, I was lucky enough to actually find one of the Pokemons that I needed, which is Dusknoir. As you can see, it was from a Terra Raid den. You'll be able to find them in your map itself, so definitely look around your map and see if you'll be able to find these Pokemons. Either way, I will go ahead and try to complete my Pokédex offline. I definitely think it will take more time than this one. But thank you all for watching this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't, please consider subscribing to my channel as it does help me a lot. If you'd like to support me more in a personal way, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you guys in the next one.